Aloha, and welcome to my unkempt bed and my crooked fabric that I have hanging on the wall. And I had considered, I was like, maybe I should make my bed this morning. I could make the videos look a little better if I straighten that fabric out a little bit, but I'm pretty pleased with the disorder. It doesn't trigger or annoy me. And if it triggers or annoys you, how is that related to your wound? Because that's what I really want to talk about today. I want to talk about the wound. The wound that winds its way predominantly through three planetary positions. The Chiron being associated most heavily with the wound, but also Saturn and Venus. Because what's the original wound? When I talk to my friends, we normally talk about the original wound being abandonment. And that is a part of Chiron's story. See, what happened was Saturn shapeshifted into a horse, and he raped a sea nymph that is being represented by Venus. And when the young sea nymph felt her baby in her womb, that he had hooves, she didn't know what to do. She's just this free-spirited sea nymph. She doesn't know how to raise something with hooves. She only knows how to be with other sea nymphs. So this poor sea nymph, she abandoned her child. She did not know how to care for him. He could not live in the sea. So Chiron, half horse with the upright torso, half horse, half sea nymph with the upright torso of a man, has been abandoned. Indeed. Indeed. And this abandonment was created out of a rape. So this is the pattern that has the potential to repeat itself. And my biggest concern right now is with technocracy, because Chiron represents a certain kind of technology. Chiron represents the technology, the proper technology that is required in order to heal. Chiron uses things like plant medicine and shamanic teachings in order to heal himself. And the technocracy is attempting to heal things, it's trying to fix things. In fact, it's almost trying to replicate Chiron in a synthetic way. There's this really big push for transhumanism, and there's even a small portion that wants to transfer the consciousness of a human being into a robot, thereby effectively making the human being live forever. Now, that does sound like Chiron's story, because Chiron is a demigod, and so he does live forever. And that plays into his story of when he becomes an adult and he becomes mortally wounded by one of his own poison arrows. But he's a demigod, so he can't die from a quote-unquote mortal wound. So to live and to suffer with this mortal, unhealing wound, well, for him, it's really just a representation of his creation. So we have this group of people that are attempting to find a way around their wound. and they're trying to find synthetic means. And Chiron points the way. We need to return to the earth. We need to return to our mother. That's what he does. He goes and he learns from the animals in the forest and the forest nymphs. He learns the art of the plant medicines, of the magic mystery schools. He learns of astrology. He releases the Titan Prometheus, who had brought fire down from Olympus with his brother. It's a really intricate story, but I don't know many people know the whole thing. And so when I hear about these missions to Mars, mission to Mars, let's mine the bottom of the ocean floor so we can have all of those minerals and metals, so we can make all the batteries and solar panels, so we can just take the energy from the sun and fly to Mars and leave this planet because we raped her and she doesn't have anything left to give. Let's just take her metals and shit out chemical byproduct and radiation all over her. Fine, we'll just go to the Venusian counterpart of Mars and settle on Mars, and maybe by the time we get to Mars, we'll have our shit figured out. What a joke. It's just something to think about, right? It's just something to think about, especially when you turn on the TV and you see the news on TV talking about this projected president-elect. And you do some research on this guy and you see these videos of him really getting in there, just loving that Venus, loving the Venusian children. Oh, let me. That old man Saturn really does love those Venusian babes, be it a he or she. If you have that innocent Venusian quality, here comes the old man. There's so much potential for us to uncover if we let it. Let's see what he has to show us. Tick-tock, says Saturn. Or for my viewers who are more familiar with the Greek name Cronus. Tick-tock, says Cronus, the god of time. He's looking at Venus and he says, "You're mine."